Welcome to Subramani. Today I'm going to talk to you about a pet peeve of people coming to me and asking me about where should I have already done this investment, now what should I do? Now if you have bought a ULIP and you've already made a first premium payment of 3 lakhs, after that if you come to me, it's going to be of no consequence, right? If you've already done the act of buying a house or having decided to buy a house and bought the house, paid the insurance premium or invested in some mutual funds, right? You've already done it. After that, when you call me and ask me what should I do now, the question is, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to ratify what you've said, what you've done, and say, oh, it's a very good fund house, you should have invested, that's a great thing to do? Or do you want me to say, what a shit thing you have done, I think you should remove all your money? And do you want to hear that, or do you just want an endorsement of what you have done? This is a very difficult question for me to handle. Also, halfway through the transaction, I've already put 1 crore into it, and I'm wondering whether this is a good time to put another 1 crore. Right? These are the kind of questions that I get. Now, if I get these questions from people whom I do not know, I just skip it and say I am not a RIA, so I can't give advice, which is the truth, right? I can't be giving advice. But when the person calling you is a friend or a classmate or a cousin, then you're wondering, I mean, couldn't you have called me before you did this? And I've always wondered, how does one handle this, right? How does one tell people? So for me, the go-to book is Valmiki Ramayana. And I remember it very well when I read through Rajgopalachari's Ramayana that Kumbhakarna laughs when Ravana wakes him up. Ravana sends people to wake him up and says, should we fight? There is a Rama who has come here with Vanaras. And Kumbhakarna laughs and says, tell me the whole story. So then Ravana tells him that there was this beautiful woman. I picked her up, I brought her here, she is in Ashoka Vatika, and now her husband has come to fight. So Kumbhakarna laughs and says, when should have you asked me? You should have asked me before you brought her here, right? So it's easy for me to tell you, but it is much better for me to read it from the original Ramayana. Of course, this is the translated version. I can't read it in Sanskrit the way Ami Ganatra does. So I thought I will read it in English. And one good thing about what Ami Ganatra says is Ramayana and Mahabharata are case studies for people who have read the Vedas. So true. So for me also, Ramayana is not just a book, it's a go-to book whenever I have any doubts, whether it is the golden deer of which Sita sees, or whether it is Ravana talking to Kumbhakarna. So Kumbhakarna says that the consequences of your flaw predicted by us previously in the discussion has come to you now, right? He has told him that you should have asked me before you brought him. And sin has its consequences as a hellish memory. Without analyzing the consequences, you have committed this error just due to your arrogance, which I think is completely true. Because many men and women, when they take decisions, they either don't ask because of their arrogance, saying, I did not have to ask anybody to buy a house, I did not have to ask anybody to buy a car. So they go and buy these financial products also. Or even worse, they have somebody in the family who tells them, look, I know everything about finance, this is my friend, and so you buy it from them. Perfectly all right. Then don't tell me that, then don't come back to me, right? That's what Kumbhakarna is saying. But Kumbhakarna says it very well. He says, one who does the deeds later, that should be done before. And the deeds done before, that should be done later, knows not what is right and wrong. This is so true. Asking should have happened before you made the investment, not after you have made the investment. After you have paid 3 lakhs to ULIP and this is 3 months old, it means that 3 lakh is gone. Are you willing to write it off? The answer may be no. So then there is no point in asking me what should be done. The deeds that are not performed with proper time and space get wasted like the oblations given in the wrong time. which is absolutely true. I have a friend who must be about 52, 53, who has gone and bought term life insurance. He just does not need it. His children have grown up. Sorry. Even if he needs it, he may need it for 2-3 years for his, just before his daughter gets married. But he has bought a 20-year policy at this age, paying a high premium. But the deed is already done. There is nothing that I can now do. I can't. So this is one who sees growth, sustenance and diminishing accord with the expertise in efforts, human resources, division of time and space, solving the danger and achieving the task, is on the courteous course, planning with his ministers, right? So you have to plan your finances before. So that's how we would like to interpret this. The king who wishes to execute an agreement as per political science realizes the political realities with his ministers and through his intelligence, and considers his well-wishers too regarding the discovery of realities. Absolutely true. In the financial service space, your own children, your own siblings, etc., who may be in the field may not be properly equipped to give you such advice. So it is possible that some friend or some banker, somebody comes and gives you a financial product, you buy it, and then you wonder whether you should have bought it. Too late, guys. One should adore righteousness, resources and pleasure, separately or in a combined way at right times. If a king or any government official does not know what is best or the most relevant among these, even after learning political sciences, learning is a waste. I would go to the extent of saying, if you don't understand, at least understand that you don't understand. The sheer arrogance of thinking, I understand mental accounting, I understand accounting, I know everything, I'm better than many chartered accountants in accounting, I know more than what anybody else knows in investing, right? This is arrogance. This is not accepting that people may have started at the same time, but then people have taken completely different directions. A banker may not know about investing. An investing guy who comes with the forms to you in physical form or in digital form may be a guy who does not understand taxation. So somebody has to understand all this, and somebody has to have the guts to ask, why are you buying this? Why are you doing the why of the investment? And then the answer might be very different from just calling up a banker and saying, look, I got 1 crore lying in my bank account, what should I do? And he's going to say, oh, you put it into these 5 mutual funds, it's going to give you fantastic return. Last year it has given you 23%, this has given 30, this has given 36. So small cap funds are doing very well. Right advice, wrong advice? I don't even know whether it is right advice or wrong advice, because I do not know what is the mandate given to that person, right? Offering, pacifying, separating, using might, calming the mind, right and wrong shall be dealt in a proper way. You can afterwards go and say, oh, I should have asked this before, but if you have not learnt a lesson, that's bad, right? One who plans with his ministers and deals with righteousness, resources and pleasures at the right time does not get misery. This is so beautiful. This is exactly what Kumbhakarna tells Ravana. You should have asked me before, and if you had done that, I may have advised you differently, right? The king who analyzes with his ministers, experts, and in knowing the purpose and the good consequences of deeds and performs those deeds leading to good effects can live long, right? Without knowing the political sciences, the stupid ones whose minds are like beasts talk in an assembly with their immature intelligence and courage. Of course, this is a war being discussed in Kumbhakarna's darbar, and the king should not listen. He says, this is beautiful, the king should not listen to their evil words who know not political science properly, though they are well-wishers of the king. This is so true. Just because your son has done BCom or something like that, it does not mean, or your daughter has done some BCom, it does not mean they've started understanding everything. There is some value to somebody else in the field who is a professional, who has put in years of effort. So you have to at least know whom to ask, right? It's like while you're being wheeled into the OT for operation, you call up a cardiologist and say, this doctor is saying I should get an angio done, should I get it done? Where are you? I'm in the OT table, I'm just waiting for the doctor. What is the point in asking now? Some other professional has looked at you and decided that you need an angioplasty or whatever, And so then it's too late to ask. That's what I'm trying to drive at. So he says, those who suggest evil due to their arrogance or to the king do harmful deeds, thinking themselves to be in the king's welfare, and they should be thrown out from the very assembly. If they have a place in the assembly, the whole of your clan shall get destroyed. I am not getting into too much of more details, but this is exactly what Kumbhakarna says, that well, you shouldn't have done this before. Shouldn't you have asked me before you brought Sita? So same thing. Before you do the deed, you should be asking. Otherwise, you are asking for endorsement, saying this is a good thing to do, or to say, I've already put 1 crore, should I put 1 more crore? I have no clue what is the mandate. I do not know why you have money. I do not know why you accumulated money, why that money had not already got invested, for what period of time you're investing, what is your tax structure. I have no clue on any of those things. How can I say whether this 5 funds in which you have invested or 7 funds in which you have invested is good? I have no clue, and I am not authorized to also by SEBI to talk about it. So best of luck, mate. You've already made the investments. You've already taken this term insurance at this age for 20 years. All the best. Thank you.